spent the night in my car. I've kitted it out so I can sleep comfortably. I slept in a community. I looked up for free camping Santa Fe, and just to like park my tent. I mean, not my tent, my car, so I could sleep in it. And this community center popped up on this site. And so I came over here and I'll show you now. So I brought Coco out to pee, but let me show you around my car. So, well, first, this is Santa Fe. And where I stayed last night. Like, they look so flat, but those mountains. Coco is taking her morning constitutional. It's below freezing, so she has to be cold. Look at her just shiver away. Come here, Brew. Come here, my boo-boo. Here we are. Let's get you in here. Okay. So, get in your spot. So let me explain what you're seeing. So I made a couch a couple years ago, and my mom had the genius idea of doing foam in here instead of my blow-up air pad that I use for camping, and she was right. So I actually cannibalized the couch because I don't really use it anymore. It was sitting on my porch, so I cut it so it like fits the curve and fits the height. Sorry, I haven't made my bed yet, so it's a bit unorganized, but last night I used my sleeping bag, which is a Big Agnes, and it really does a number. It's really awesome. These are where my clothes sit here. I just changed, so those are my dirties. This is Coco's. Well, I'll take you onto Coco's side. Let me shut here. Actually, so as I said, I took foam insulation, like the half-inch foam insulation by Artec, and I fit it, like, I cut a pattern out of cardboard, which is this, so you can see. And so when you're cutting out, you might cut too much and you go, okay, you need more, a little bit wider here. So when I cut this side, see, I made it a bit wider, and then there's no cracks. I mean, there's some. Let me pull this down. Ooh, condensation. And what I did, because I didn't want people to see, because it's a foil on this side, I didn't want people to see, for example, on this one, you can see the foil. But I ordered Gorilla Glue duct tape, and I duct taped all these sides. So it looks literally, here, let me show you. It looks like I have just tinted windows. You can't see in, and it just, you can't tell that somebody's inside. So yeah, made patterns out of cardboard, cut them out of the foam core, and then taped them over. Okay, so I have storage down here, and that has like bits and bobs, like my cooking utensils and stuff. Over here is where I sleep, and the rear seats go only to here, so I had this gap. So I built a table, and it was 16 inches by 13 inches, 13 inches width and 16 inches depth. So that way it could fit in between these front passenger side rolly bits. I don't know what to call them. So that sits there. So when I'm sleeping, this I cut 3/4 MDF so that it fits in here. So I made contours so that it could slide in and not move around, and it didn't. I put this pillow here so that if I ever moved, I wouldn't, in the middle of the night, I wouldn't hear bang, 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 wood against wood. So it has a little cushion. I put my seat rests under there, but that's my tent poles, tent spikes, my walking sticks, and my foam air pad for if I want to go camping. This is Coco's little area. This is my spot of genius. My sister was like, why don't you put cardboard in the windows? It'll help insulate you. And I was like, germ of an idea. Let me make inserts like if I was doing van living. And then I put, I don't know if you can see there, tabs so I can just pull them out. So I made this little area Coco's area. That box is my genius idea. This was my mom's. Those are my sisters. This Coco's area, I was obsessed with, because I knew I would be warm at night. Because, I mean, this guy goes down to -20. But Coco is another story. So I took my warmest blanket, which is one of these guys, super warm. There she is. And then underneath it, I put an 18-hour hot hands. And that box, oh my god, it's so toasty. That box is filled with hot hands. 40 of them. And they last for 18 hours. So Coco, little bean, like if I put my hand in here, it's so flippin' toasty. Like you can see she cuddled right in. I just placed her in there and then she crawled in. She loves it in there and she didn't move about, and I kept checking her throughout the night because, you know, it's the first time. Every time I was jealous, she was like blissfully warm. And then I have this floor pad, like a floor pillow for people to sit on. I have that there. In this cavity, I have what is in here? This is my backpack, and then I have, I think my purse is down here, and then some lenses, my camera, and then up in the front seat. And then when I'm driving, Coco just curls up here. She likes watching me. And then up here, because I had to shove the seat up so far and then tilt the seat up so that, because this is literally where my head is, right here. There's not much space on the seat, so I have my bathroom bag, so that's my toothbrush, toothpaste, all that jazz. And then this is where I keep Coco's leash, and then under here is primarily food stuff. So I have some like ramen, and so for example, these guys, all vegetarian, which is nice, even though it says beef fish, I don't know why. Yeah, and then I have some like doodads. I have Velcro in case I need it. I have my beanie to keep my head warm. But yeah. Oh, there's that. Can't figure out where that went. And then driver's side is driver's side. Oh, and then I have, for the front, instead of doing my insulation, I decided to rep. Let me show you. Oh, it's too foggy. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a front-on of Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Han Solo, and Chewbacca. So, you know, reppin'. And I don't know if it's frozen there, but I was warm the whole night, so thank God for that. So yeah, now it's time for brekkie. I took a, okay, so if you get grossed out, fast forward for the next minute or so, because this is real life camping sitch. So, when you're camping, or when you're, I'm just pulling out my inserts. When you're camping or sleeping in a car, you have to think about where to go to the bathroom. And as a woman, oh, I think somebody's sleeping over there. As a woman, you can't really camp up anywhere. So I have my trusty bucket. There. And that stays right there in the back, so no one messes with it. Pull out the rest of my insulation and get going, because I really do think somebody's sleeping right there. And I've just been jabbering on like a rude person for the last 10 minutes. And they're probably like, woman, shut up. All right, off I go. Time for brekkie. So I was right. Now I'm in my car, so hopefully that dude can't, or anybody who's sleeping there can't hear me. But there's like a, I don't know if you can see it. There's a blue sleeping bag right there. I looked over. I don't know if anybody's in it. I didn't want to inspect too closely, because you never know. Hi, bud. Did you have a good night? Oh, good. I bet you're hungry. Okay, we'll work on that. So, just to show you how, honestly, I took off these covers, and it, all of a sudden, the cold air just whooshed in. And to show you, hold on, this is ice on the inside, because of the condensation from my breath and cocoa, mostly me, to be perfectly honest with you. But behind that barrier, this is how much A, moisture, and B, how cold it is, because I was not cold for most of the night, only towards the very end, and it wasn't this cold. So yeah, a successful boondock. Oh. And as I was going to explain, but that, I think somebody's there, so I didn't want to bother them or like yell about how I pee in a car. So that's how much room I have. And honestly, there is a lot of room. Look at her go into her little blanket fort. I'll have to figure that out for her. More organizational and stick her up here. But last night I got the bucket at the gas station last night, because I was like, if I have to pee, I don't want to get outside because somebody could be out there. You don't want to draw attention to yourself. You literally want to be, as a woman traveling alone, you want to be as incognito as possible when you're at your most vulnerable. So peeing in the car is something you've got to do sometimes. So I had a cup last night, and I literally was panting, because it was just so hard to get situated. But then this morning I was like, I'm going to use the bucket. I didn't want to use it last night because, you know, if you don't have to, you don't want to. It's like a big thing. So this morning I was like, all right, can't wait. So much easier just do that. And honest to God, get extra strength like diaper wipes. They have them for camping. They're the best things. They're great. You can take a shower with baby wipes when you're traveling. You can use them for whenever. So there you go. I doubt any of you wanted to watch that, so done. All right, enough talk of peeing in cars. And then you just sort of like, you know, dispose of it is the best way possible and be as clean as possible. You don't want anything in here because that's disgusting. So you want to limit the areas and rinse it out. I always have a gallon of water. Yeah. All right. Time for brekkie, and I think maybe like a art thing. Oh, it's 8 a.m. now. All right, gotta get going.